Good morning, everyone. Let us start with today's session. So this is lecture number 6 of engineering mechanics of your online lecture series. So during the last lecture, we were discussing about the resolution of forces. Okay. So we have seen some cases for the resolution of forces. So we have seen some examples, and some examples were given as a homework. So the last two examples, that is a G and H. So we will take a quick revision of this resolution of forces, and then we will try to solve the remaining two cases, that is case number G and case number H. Okay. So basically resolution of forces. During the last lecture, we have seen the theory part for the resolution of forces, how to resolve the forces, what is meaning of resolution. So I will take the quick revision of all four cases. That is, force is in first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. So when the force is in first quadrant, so this is the force F, and this angle is theta. Okay. Then this is the x component, Fx, and this will be the y component, that is the Fy. So Fx is equal to F cos theta. We will use the cos when angle theta is adjacent to the x-axis. Okay. That means if the theta is given with respect to x-axis, then we will directly write down F is equal to Fx is equal to F cos theta, and Fy is equal to F sin theta. Sin means it is a opposite angle. Then second quadrant, so this is the force F. This is angle with respect to x-axis. So this will be Fx, and along y direction this is the Fy. Okay. So Fx is equal to minus f cos theta. The negative means what? It is the negative x direction. Okay. And fy, it is equal to f sin theta. Along the positive y direction, therefore it is positive. Then in the third quadrant, so this is the force direction. This angle is theta. This is f. So this component, it is nothing but the fx. This will be fy. So fx, it is equal to minus f cos theta, and fy, it is equal to minus f sin theta. Okay. So that means when the force, it acts in the third quadrant, both the components fx and fy will be negative. Okay. Then the last quadrant, that is the fourth quadrant. So this is the f. This angle is theta with respect to x-axis. So this will be fx. This component is fy. So fx here, it is equal to f cos theta, as it is along the positive x direction. And your fy, it is equal to minus f sin theta. Okay. So this is the force resolution in the first, second, third, and fourth quadrant. Okay. And everywhere the angle theta, it is given with respect to x-axis. Okay. So therefore, if you observe all x components, they are cosine, because angle is given with respect to x-axis. Therefore, x component will be cos theta, and the y component, it will become the opposite component. Okay. So we have to take the sin theta. Now just change the angle and take the angle with respect to y-axis. Okay. So you can summarize this or you can note it down. So we have already covered this. This is just a revision. So we will change the angle. So assume first quadrant. So this is f, and angle, it is given with respect to y-axis. So this component, it will become fx. So, and this is your fy. So fx, it will become the opposite component, as the angle theta is given with respect to y-axis. So opposite means sine. So this will be f sin theta, and fy, it will become adjacent component, because theta is given with respect to y-axis. So fy is adjacent. So it will become f cos theta. Okay. Then take the force in the second quadrant. So this is f, this angle theta with respect to y-axis. So this is your fx. This is fy. So fx here, it is minus. Okay. But theta is given with respect to y-axis. So fx, it will become opposite. So it is minus f sin theta, and fy is equal to f cos theta, because y component is adjacent to this angle. Okay. Then third quadrant. So this is your fx. This will be fy. So fx is equal to, again it is negative x direction, so it is minus. Angle theta is with respect to y-axis, so fx will be opposite. So it will be f sin theta, and your fy, it will become f cos theta. Okay. And this is negative y direction, so it will be minus f cos theta. And the last quadrant, that is the fourth quadrant. So this is the force f. This is theta with respect to y-axis. So this is x component. Along y direction, this is y component. Fx, this will be opposite. So it is f sin theta. And your fy, it is along the negative y direction, and theta is given with respect to y-axis. Therefore, this will be adjacent, and therefore we have to take the cos. So this is minus negative direction. F cos theta. So when you resolve the force, you need to remember the angle theta, whether it is with respect to x-axis or with respect to y-axis. So suppose it is with respect to x-axis, then your x component will be cos. And if it is with respect to y-axis, then y component will be cos. Okay. So these are the cases where force is given at the origin and it is directed away from the origin. Okay. So now we will take the force at the origin only, but it is directed towards the origin. Okay. So we will change the direction. Suppose this is x and y axis. This is the force, but it is directed towards the origin. Okay. So this is the only change. Angle theta is given with respect to x axis only. Okay. And this is the value of force. So from the given case, it seems that force lying in the first quadrant. Okay. But actually this direction, it shows that force is going in the third quadrant. Okay. So we need to extend this force. So we extend x and y axis. So this is just for visualization that force is actually lying in the third quadrant. Okay. So if you have a good understanding, then you can directly resolve the force in the first quadrant only. Okay. So you can extend this force like this. This angle is theta. So this will be theta, opposite angle. Okay. And then you will show the components. This is the component, that is a y. This component will be x, that is fx. Okay. So actually, this is the force in the third quadrant. Okay. And we are resolving this force like this. So this will be your fy. This is your fx. And this angle, it is given as a theta. And this is the force f. So we will write the x component, fx is equal to minus f cos theta. And fy, it is equal to minus f sin theta. Okay. So I hope this concept is clear. Even you can resolve the force, okay, in the given position only. Okay, no need to extend this force. So if I resolve the force at this point only, or anywhere you can resolve the force, it doesn't matter, because force is a transmissible vector. Okay. So if I want to resolve the force at this point, then just draw the vectors. So this is a vector which is parallel to y-axis, and just see, observe the direction. So direction is here. So this is the direction of y component. So this will be your fy. Draw the second vector parallel to x-axis. Now observe the direction. Okay, this is the direction. So show the vector like this. So this is fy and this is your fx. So as this angle is theta, your this angle will be same theta. Okay. So fx will be minus f cos theta and your fy will be minus f sin theta. So you can resolve the force anywhere on the line of action of that force. Okay. So we will take a second case. So if you have any doubt, you can directly ask in the chat box. So this is second case. This angle is given as a theta, and we want to find out the x and y component. So what is fx and what is fy? So just by observation, you can say force is actually lying in the fourth quadrant, as direction is towards the fourth quadrant. Okay. So we can resolve this force at any point on this line. Okay. So suppose you want to resolve the force in the fourth quadrant only. So we have to extend that line of action. Then we will show the components, one along x direction. So this will be your fx, and along the y direction, this will be your fy. So this angle is theta. So with respect to x-axis, angle is theta. This is the resultant force F. So Fx is equal to F cos theta. Why I am taking cos? Because theta is given with respect to x-axis. And Fy, it is equal to F sin theta, but we have to observe the direction. So direction, it is acting in the downward direction. So it is minus F sin theta. Okay. Now instead of in the fourth quadrant, we can resolve the force in the first quadrant only. Sorry, second quadrant only. Okay. So you can select any point. Suppose I am selecting this point. Okay. Now just draw the parallel vector to the x-axis and show the direction along this direction, and draw the second vector parallel to y-axis like this. Okay. So this is your x component. So fx, this will be your y component, fy. This angle is theta. So this angle will be theta. These are the alternate angles. These two parallel lines and common intersecting line. So this is your theta. So now you can see this is fx adjacent theta, therefore cos theta, fy and opposite theta. So this is minus f sin theta. Okay. So similarly, you can resolve the force in any quadrant. Only you have to observe the direction and the angle, whether it is with respect to x-axis or with respect to y-axis. Okay. So I hope this point is clear. Force resolution. We have already covered this. Okay. I have taken the revision of the force resolution. So is it clear to you? Is there any doubt? So if it is clear to you, then I can proceed with the example.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
So you can give the reply in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope there should not be any doubt. This is just basic part of the force resolution. So now we will try to solve the problems. So we have already covered the problem A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. And these two problems we are given as a homework. So I hope you must have solved this problem, or at least tried the problem to solve. So we'll try to solve the case G and H. So for the case G, just observe this. So when we resolve any force, we need the angle with respect to x-axis or with respect to y-axis. Okay. So now here force is given as a 200 Newton, and there are two angles given. One is 30 degree and one is 40 degree. Okay. So this 30-degree angle, it is not given with respect to x-axis. So we need to find out the angle with respect to x-axis. So we will construct x-axis like this. So we can assume this is x-axis. This may be your y-axis. This is just an arrangement to find out the angle of this 200 Newton with respect to x-axis. So this 30 and 40. So what is 40? Angle of this inclined line with respect to x-axis, and this 30 degree, it is angle of force with respect to this inclined line. So to find out total angle of 200 Newton with respect to x-axis, just add this two angle. So total angle will be 40 plus 30, that is a 70 degree. Okay. So I will draw the diagram. So your force is starting from this point, and this is the direction of 200 Newton. Okay. And there is one inclined line like this. For this inclined line, the angle is 40. And again, there is angle of 30 degree for this 200 Newton. Okay. So this total angle, just I will extend this line, that is a line of action of 200 Newton, so that it will meet the x-axis. Okay. So this is actually a line of action for this 200 Newton. So this total angle, it is nothing but the 30 degree plus 40 degree. So that is equal to 70 degree. Okay. So now angle is available and the force value is given. So we can resolve the force. So this is force. It is actually lying in the first quadrant. Okay. So I will just draw the figure. This is 200 Newton. Okay. So you can resolve the force anywhere along this line of action. It doesn't matter. So I can resolve the force here. Even I can resolve here, or even I can resolve here. Okay. So I will take this as a reference axis. That is the x-axis. I will construct a y-axis. It is not necessary that every time you construct x and y axis. This is just for your understanding. Okay. So if you understand x and y axis, you can directly resolve the force. So this will be your x component. That is fx. This is your y component, fy. And this angle is theta. That is equal to 70 degree. Okay. So your fx value, it is equal to 200 cos 70, and your fy value, it is equal to 200 sin 70. Okay. So if you have the calculator, you can find out the exact answer. What is the 200 cos 70? So this value is 68.40 Newton, and the second value 200 sin 70, it is 187.93 Newton. Okay. So Fy, it is a positive. So we need to specify the direction. So it is upward. And Fx is also positive. So along the x-axis, this is a horizontal arrow towards the positive x direction. Okay. So this is a representation of the force. So force will need the direction. So direction can be specified along x and y direction, as these are the components Fx and Fy. Okay. So I hope this point is clear, how to resolve this 200 Newton. So if it is clear, then I will explain the last case, that is H. So if you don't have the calculator, that is scientific calculator, you can use the calculator from your mobile. So there is one scientific calculator in your mobile. So there will be just a problem that you need to close the current window. So it's better way that you purchase one calculator. Okay. So is there any doubt in this problem? So shall we start with the last problem, problem number H? Okay. So we will start with the last case. So in the last case, the force is given is 100 Newton. Okay. And this is the direction of the force. This angle 25 degree given, it is not with respect to x-axis or not with respect to y-axis. So it is given with respect to this inclined line, for which angle is 60 degree. Okay. So here we can find out the angle either with respect to x-axis or with respect to y-axis. Okay. So how to find out this angle? So for that, we will make one construction. Just select this point as the origin. Okay. Construct a horizontal line as the x-axis. Then construct the vertical line as a y-axis. Okay, so as this angle is 60 degree, this total angle, it will be 60 degree. This is alternate angle. Okay, sorry, not this total angle, up to this line. Okay, so this angle up to this horizontal inclined line, it is equal to 60 degree. So this total angle will be 60 plus 25, that is 85 degree with respect to x-axis. Okay, so I will draw this figure here. So this is the force direction. So this direction is specified by this arrow. It is directed towards the origin. This is your x-axis. This is the y-axis. And this total angle of that force 100 Newton with respect to x-axis, it is equal to 60 plus 25, that is 85 degree. Okay, because this 85 degree, this line, it has inclination 60 degree. Okay, so if I construct one horizontal line, then this horizontal line and this horizontal line will be parallel, and this will be a common intersecting line. Okay, so therefore this angle and this angle, this small angle, this angle will be alternate angles. So this is 60 degree and this angle is 25 degree. So total angle of 100 Newton with respect to x-axis, it is 60 plus 25, that is the 85 degree. Okay, and now you can resolve this force. So we can resolve this force like this. So actually that force, it is lying in the first quadrant. This is the direction. Okay, so you can resolve this force here like this. So this will be your Fx. Then this component, it will be your Fy. Okay, so Fx, it is equal to 100. Theta angle is adjacent to the x-axis. So 100 cos 85, and your Fy, it is 100 sin 85. Okay, so now I have resolved the force at this point at the origin only, because this force is directed towards the origin. Okay, you may resolve this force anywhere along this line of action. So I can resolve the force here. Still your Fx and Fy will be same. Okay, so I will show how to resolve the force at this point. So suppose I want to resolve the force at this point. Okay, so we have to just draw the parallel line to y-axis. That means your y component, and we have to show the direction along the direction of this arrow. Okay, so this is the direction of the y component. So this is your Fy. Then draw the second vector which is parallel to x-axis. So this parallel to x-axis, this will be your x component, and this direction, it is in the direction of the arrow. Okay, so this is Fx and this is Fy. Now we have to select the angle. So this angle is known, which is equal to 85 degree. Okay, so as this is 85 degree along the x direction, this will be 85 degree. These are the alternate angles. These are two parallel lines, and this is the intersecting line. Okay, so therefore Fx from this construction, we can write Fx is equal to F cos 85, because 85 is adjacent to the x-axis, and Fy, it is equal to F sin 85. Okay, so you can find out exact answer. F is 100 Newton, so 100 cos 85 and 100 sin 85, and both are directed towards the positive direction, positive x and positive y direction, therefore it is positive. Okay, so the direction of x component, this is direction of x component, and direction of y component, this is the direction of y component. Okay, so I hope this last problem is clear, how to resolve the force at different locations. Okay, so you can resolve the force along the line of action anywhere, still the effect will be same. Okay, so what matters when you resolve the force? First is the direction. Okay, and second is the magnitude. So when you resolve the force, you have to observe the angle theta, whether it is given with respect to x-axis or y-axis. So is it clear to you? Last problem. Is there any doubt in the last problem?
No, sir.
So I hope this point is clear, force resolution. So now we will start with the moment and what is the mathematical equation for the moment. So moment, you must have studied this moment maybe in the 11th standard or 12th standard. Okay. So what is meaning of moment? The moment, it is a rotational effect of the force, and mathematically it is expressed as a product of the force and the perpendicular distance with respect to the given moment point. Okay. So mathematically it is expressed as m is equal to force into its perpendicular distance with respect to given moment point. So unit is, force unit is Newton, and your distance unit, it is in meter. So Newton meter, it is the moment unit. Okay. So what is the meaning of that rotational effect? So you can see here, this is the point. So we can say this point O. Okay. So this is your moment point, and we are applying a force F, which is exactly perpendicular, okay, to this rod. So this force, it will try to rotate this complete arm about the point O, which is at distance d. So it will create the moment which is equal to F into d, that is Newton meter, and this will create the moment in the clockwise direction. Okay. So how it is going to rotate the system? So you can see here. So this is the rotation. Okay. So when you apply this force F, it will try to rotate the complete arm about the point O. Okay. So this point O, it is called as a moment point. This force F, it is the external force, and d, it is the perpendicular distance. So when we write the formula, m is equal to force into distance, distance has to be perpendicular distance with respect to the given moment point. So I hope this concept is clear, what is meaning of moment. Okay. Now when we are doing the mathematical analysis, then the moment equation, we take positive or negative depending on the direction. Okay. So if the moment, it is in the clockwise direction about the given point, then it is taken as a so let's make the change. This is actually negative clockwise, and anti-clockwise, this is positive. Okay. So sign convention that we follow for the engineering mechanics, clockwise moment, it is taken as a negative, and your anti-clockwise moment, it is taken as the positive. So in this case, when you write the equation, suppose this force value, just take one example, it is equal to 50 Newton. Okay. And this distance d, it is given as a 2 meter with respect to point O. Okay. So moment of the force F about the point O, So this is the representation of the moment of the force F about the point O. It is given by the equation force into its perpendicular distance d. Now we have to observe the direction. Okay, so as the direction it is clockwise, so it will try to rotate the system like this. Okay, so this moment will be taken as a negative. So minus F is 50 into this perpendicular distance with respect to point of rotation or the moment point, it is equal to 2 meter. So this moment is minus 100 Newton meter. Okay, so this is actually direction when we solve the problem. Okay, otherwise we can specify the moment 100 Newton meter as a positive value, and then we have to mention the direction like this, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, so clockwise direction means what? So when we take this value for the calculation, we have to take this as a minus value. Okay, and this is just a representation 100 Newton meter and clockwise, that means it is a negative value. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept of moment and how to decide the direction. Clockwise is the negative and anti-clockwise is the positive. Okay, now just take another case. So now this is the moment point. So this is the point O. So this is one arm which is connected at the point O. And then we are applying a force F at this point, that is equal to 20 Newton. And this force is perpendicular exactly to this rod. So take this point A. So OA distance, it is equal to 3 meter. So the moment we will write moment by the force F about the point O, it is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So this is the general formula. So force value is 20 and your distance d, it is equal to 3 meter. So when we take the distance, we need to take the exact perpendicular distance. And this moment, now we have to observe the direction. So how you will decide the direction? You need to imagine this force, how it is going to rotate the system. So this is just an imagination. So just imagine if I apply the force at this point and if I hold the point O, then this force will try to rotate this arm like this. Okay, so this rotation, it is in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, therefore this will be positive. So this will be 20 into 3, that is 60 Newton meter, and its direction we will specify as a anti-clockwise. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear. What is a clockwise moment and what is an anti-clockwise moment? So when the direction is specified as a clockwise, in the calculation we need to take this value as a minus. Okay, and when the direction is specified as an anti-clockwise, in the calculation we have to take this value as a positive. Okay, so is it clear to you concept of moment and what is the mathematical equation? So if you understand this concept of moment, then we will solve some basic problem on the moment and the force resolution. So you can give the reply in the chat box, then I will proceed. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear to all of you. Even if you have any doubt, you can directly ask, or you can ask the question in the chat box. Okay, so we will solve some basic problem where we can see the application of moment and application of force resolution. So this is one problem. So in this problem, we have to find the moment of the force P1, P2, P3, and P4 about the point A. Okay, so you can note it down. So question is, find the moment by the force P1, P2, P3 and P4 about the point A.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Okay. So we need to find out the individual moment by the force P1, by the force P2, force P3 and force P4. So this is your P1 force. Okay. So what is given in this problem? So this is one object. It's a rectangular object. Okay. And at different locations, forces are acting P1, P2, P3, P4. So P1 is acting here. So we will take this point B. Okay. So this is point C and this is the point D. So P1, this value, it is equal to 20 Newton. Then P2 value is 60 Newton. P3 value is 50 Newton. Okay. And P4 value is 100 Newton. So we will first find out the moment by the P1 about the point A. So point A, it is given as a moment point. So I will just highlight this point. So we have to take the moment by each force about this point A. So we know the basic formula for moment. Moment is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Okay. And if it is clockwise, we have to write this as a minus. For anti-clockwise, we will take this moment as a positive. So this is the sign convention. So first take P1 force. So I will write here moment by the force P1 about the point A. So this is the representation of the moment. It is equal to force is P1 into its perpendicular distance. So I will just represent this by a D1. Okay. So right now we don't know whether it is a clockwise movement or anti-clockwise movement. So I have just written the general formula, force into perpendicular distance. So I have assumed the perpendicular distance as a D1 and force is the P1. So now observe P1 value is 20 Newton. So we'll put the value P1 20 into what is D1? So we need to find out the perpendicular distance with respect to point A. So what is perpendicular distance? Connect this point A to the point B, okay, such that this line AB, it will be the perpendicular to the line of action of the force. So this is actually a line of action, that is an imaginary line passing through this force P1. Okay, so given line AB, it is a perpendicular line. Therefore, this 5-meter distance, it is nothing but the perpendicular distance. Okay, so we'll take D1 as a 5. Now just observe the effect, whether it is a clockwise or the anti-clockwise. Okay, so to observe this effect, we have to just imagine the rotation. So fix this point A. Okay, just assume you are holding this by hand, that is a point A, and you are pushing the point B by applying force 20 Newton. Okay, so how the system is going to rotate? It will rotate in this direction. So if you push the point B with force 20 Newton, okay, and if you hold the point A, whole system, it will try to rotate in this direction. That is the anti-clockwise direction. And therefore it is positive. So we'll just write down, this is 100 Newton. Okay, so this is moment by the force P1 about the point A, and its direction, it is anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so I hope this point is clear, how to find out the moment by force P1. Okay, now similarly, get the moment by this force P2. So for the force P2, I will write moment by the P2 about the point A is equal to, general formula is P2 into its perpendicular distance, that will be D2. So P2 value is 60 Newton into, now observe the D2. Okay, so to find out the D2, connect the point A with the line of action of the force P2. So this is the line of action. that is imaginary line passing through the force P2. And when you connect the point A with the force P2, that line must be perpendicular. Okay, so simply you have to draw the perpendicular from point A on the line of action of the force P2 or the given force. So this line AD, it is a perpendicular. So AD distance is 3 meter. That is nothing but the perpendicular distance. So we will take this distance as a D2. So 5 meter, it was a D1. So D2, it is 3 meter. And now observe the direction, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay. So this value will be 180 Newton, sorry. This is Newton meter. Moment is Newton meter and force is Newton. So 180 is Newton meter. Now see whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, and then we will write direction minus or plus. So hold this point A, that is a fixed point A, and try to apply the force P2 at the point B. Okay. So therefore, because of 60 Newton, whole system, that is this rectangle, it will try to rotate in this direction. That will be clockwise direction. Okay. So the moment is clockwise and therefore it is minus, that is minus 180 Newton meter. And when we represent just a moment, we have to write 180 Newton meter, and then in bracket you specify the direction, that is a clockwise. So this direction means it is a negative. Okay. So when we add moment or subtract the moment in the calculation, then we have to specify the direction as a minus. Okay. Or otherwise we have to just specify this direction by this sign, that is a clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay. So is it clear to you? First two example, P1 and P2. So these two cases for P1 and P2, they are just basic cases where force is directly perpendicular. For remaining two cases, force is not directly perpendicular to the point A. Okay. So if you have written this, then I will erase and then I will start with the P3. Okay, so I will start with the P3. Now we have to find out the moment by P3 about the point A. But for P3, no perpendicular direction or perpendicular distance is given. Okay. So how to find out the moment for such cases, P3, which is actually inclined. Okay. So for that, just resolve this force at this point and find out its x component and the y component. Okay. So I will resolve this 50 Newton like this. So I will assume this vertical line as a y-axis and this horizontal line as a x-axis. Okay. So this component along the y direction, it will be Fy, and this component along the x direction, it will become Fx. Okay. So now we have to find out the component value Fx and Fy. So Fx is equal to, as Fx, it is opposite to the given angle 30 degree. So this will be sine component. So we have to write here F sine 30, and this will be F cos 30. So y component, it is the adjacent component to the given angle. Okay. So what is meaning of F? F is the resultant force. So it is given as a P3, that is equal to 50 Newton. So I will write here this is 50 sine 30, and this is equal to 50 cos 30. Okay, so don't consider the direction when you find out the moment. Okay, so only resolve the force along x direction and along the y direction. Now find out the moment by individual component fx and fy. Okay, so I will write here moment by fx about point A. So this moment by the x component about the point A, it is equal to, now observe the x component. So this is your x component. Okay, now we have to find out what is the perpendicular distance with respect to point A. So this distance, it is not a perpendicular distance. Okay, so what is meaning of perpendicular distance? We have to draw the perpendicular from point A on the line of action of that component or that force. Okay, so this is your fx. So I will just draw the figure separately. So this is your point A, and this is the point, that is a point B, where P3 is acting. So this is the P3, that is equal to 50 Newton. Okay, and we have resolved this force like this. So this is your Fx, and this component is the Fy. Now we have to find out the perpendicular distance of x component and perpendicular distance of the y component. Okay, so for that, just extend this force and draw the line of action. So this dotted line is nothing but the line of action. So imaginary line which is passing through the force. Okay, and now draw the perpendicular from point A on this line of action. So this is actually a perpendicular. Okay, so this point will be point C. So AC, it is the perpendicular on this line of action which is passing through the force Fx. Okay, so now this distance, it is nothing but the perpendicular distance. So what is meaning of line of action? Actually force Fx is acting at this point. Okay, so even if I show the force at the point C, okay, still the effect will remain same. There is no change in the effect of that force on this system. Okay, because we have already studied the principle of transmissibility. So meaning of transmissibility is along the line of action, we can show the force at any point. We can show it here, still the effect will remain same. We can show the force at point C, or we can show the force at the given point B. Okay, so if I assume force is lying at this point, then this will be directly perpendicular, and AC distance, it is nothing but the perpendicular distance. So this is given as a 3 meter. Okay, so now just find out the moment by the first component Fx about the point A. So this moment will be component Fx into its perpendicular distance. Okay, so this is a d, or we can assume this as a dx. Okay, just take this as a d. So Fx value is 50 sine 30. Do not consider the direction of force. This is one important point. So 50 sine 30 into dx value or d value, it is equal to 3 meter. Okay, and now we have to decide whether it is positive moment or it is a negative moment. So fix the point A and try to rotate the system by this Fx force. Okay, so if you fix the point A and if you apply the force along this direction, that is the direction of Fx, then it will try to rotate the system in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so therefore it is positive. So finally we will get the answer. So it is 75 Newton meter, and this is anti-clockwise. Therefore, it is positive. Now select the moment by the second component, that is Fy, about the same point. Okay. So Fy is acting here along the y direction. Okay. So to find out the perpendicular distance, just extend this line of action. Okay. So we can assume any force anywhere along this line of action. So I can assume the force is lying here. So this is your Fy. Now draw the perpendicular from point A on this line. So this is line which is perpendicular. So this distance is directly a perpendicular distance. So it is equal to 5 meter. Okay. So when we write the moment, it will be Fy into its perpendicular distance with respect to point A. So that is equal to Fy component is 50 cos 30 into perpendicular distance is 5 meter. And now just decide the direction. So fix the point A, apply the force here, and just observe the effect, how the system will rotate. So system, it will rotate in this direction because of the force Fy. Okay. So therefore it is minus. So your answer will be, this is 50 cos 30 into 5. So that is equal to 216.5, and this is negative, okay, Newton meter. So when we do the calculation, then we have to select this minus, or we have to just represent the moment, then we will represent it 216.5 Newton meter, and this is clockwise moment. That is why it is negative. Okay. So now we have found out the moment by individual component Fx and Fy. And now we have to find out what is the resultant moment because of this resultant force 50 Newton. Okay. So for that, we will write the net moment by P3, which is equal to 50 Newton about the point A. So I will write here moment by the P force about the point A, it is equal to, now just add these two moments and just take the direction. Okay. So I will write here moment by the force Fx about the point A plus moment by the force Fy about the point A, where Fx and Fy, these are the components of the force P along the x and y direction. Okay. So what is Fx value? It is a positive because it is anti-clockwise. So it is 75. And then moment by Fy, it is minus 216. Okay. So this is the importance of this negative sign. Okay. Do not take this as a positive. Actually, this is a clockwise. That means it is negative. So in the calculation, we have to take the direction. So minus 216.5. So this will give the net moment of the force P about the point A, and that is equal to minus 141.5 Newton meter. So this net moment, as it is negative, that means we can represent this as a 141.5 Newton meter, and direction, it is a clockwise. So this clockwise, it is just a representation. Actually moment is negative. So this is your answer for moment by P or P3. This is P3 about the point A. Okay. So is it clear to you how to find out this moment? So anywhere in this calculation, if you have any doubt, then you can ask the question. So only important point here is, for the moment, when you resolve the force, if the force is given with some angle and it is directly not perpendicular with the given point, okay, then just resolve the force. Do not consider the direction. Okay. So if you consider here negative, then you will change the answer of that moment. Okay. So just resolve the force, show the direction of forces, And in the moment, consider the direction of moment, not the direction of force. Direction of moment means if it is clockwise, then it is minus, and if it is anti-clockwise, then it is plus. So for the direction, you have to just visualize the rotation. This is just an imagination. Okay. So I hope this point is clear. How to find out the moment for the inclined forces. So similarly, can you find out the moment for the P4? So actually for the P4, you need not to do the calculation. Just by observation, you can see what is the moment. What is the moment of force P4 about the point A? Can anyone give the answer for last moment P4? Moment by force P4? So moment
Hello.
by the force P4 about the point A. So for the P4, or to find out the moment by P4, is there any need to resolve that force P4? Or can we directly find out the moment just by observation? Yes, anyone? You can give the answer. If it is wrong, it doesn't matter. Just give the reply. So I can see if the class is interactive. So to find out the moment by P4, okay, there is no need to resolve the force P4.
Zero.
What is moment? For the moment, we need force and its perpendicular distance with respect to given point. Okay, so suppose this is the point. So let us take this point as a point A, and somewhere a force is acting. Take this force as a F, and this is the perpendicular distance D. So in that case, we will write the moment by force F about the point A as F into D, because there is some perpendicular distance with respect to point A. Okay, but if you observe this case, this line of action of force P4, that is 100 Newton, it is exactly passing from the point A. Okay, so is there any perpendicular distance? There is no perpendicular distance with respect to point A. Okay, so this is a case like this. This is a point A. And this is the force. Okay, so this force P4, it is exactly passing from the point A. So there is no perpendicular distance like this. To have the moment, we must have the perpendicular distance with respect to given point. So for the P4, D distance, it is 0. Force is not 0. There is some force of 100 Newton, but D is 0. Therefore, when we write the equation, moment by P4 about the point A, we will write F into, or P4 into perpendicular distance D. So P4 is 100 Newton, but D is 0. Okay, and that is why your moment is 0. So it is 0 Newton meter. Okay, so I hope this point is clear. So if any force or its line of action is directly passing through the given point, then moment about that point, it will be 0. Okay. So in that case, we will not resolve the force. Okay. Just observe the line of action. Okay. So is the last point clear? How to find out the moment by P4 about the point A? So your answer is 0 Newton meter. So you can give the reply whether it is understood. Okay, so I will assume that all of you have understood this problem, how to find out the moment. So moment for simple cases where forces are either acting in the x direction or acting in the y direction, or even if the force is given at some angle, then how to find out the force. So suppose force is given at some angle like this, P3, then first step is resolve the force. Okay, find out fx and fy, and then find out the moment by fx about the point A and fy about the point A. Then add these two moments and just consider the direction. Direction means if the moment is clockwise, take this negative, and if the moment is anti-clockwise, take this positive. Okay. So it is 12:15. So we will stop today. You take this problem as a homework. You try to solve this. You can note it down, or you can directly take the screenshot. Okay. And I will give one more problem as a homework. So this problem, it is on the moment. Okay. And I will give second problem on the force resolution. Just don't exit the meeting. I will give problem as a homework. So this is one block of 200. Its weight is 200 kilonewton. It is kept on an inclined plane. So this is the inclined plane. And this is your horizontal line. So you can consider this line as a x direction. Okay. This angle, it is given as a 30 degree. And the question is, find the components along normal direction to the plane and along the direction of the plane. So this is the inclined plane. So question is, find the components of weight along the direction of plane and along the perpendicular direction of the plane.